Hello out there. This is Jay Whelan, the creator of the Sentinel Chronicles, and what I wanted to do is kind of take you on a visual tour of the origin of the entire origins of the projects and its evolution, hence the title. What we're looking at here is footage from the original first season of the web series, which began production in late 2007, and main production was over the course of the first 5 months, and then followed up in October and December of 2008. It was the first of its kind project in Atlanta in the Southeast. It attracted a lot of fairly known day players in the region. That was June Letourneau. Here you see Skip Huffman. That's Josie Bergen-Lawson and Roger Herrera. Again, June Letourneau. One of my cameos right there. But again, I wanted to take the audience through the transition from native resolution size of the video and its quality through the first season and on into the second season. This is all footage from the season finale. We had projected 6 episodes, but only really got 3 filmed. It was a huge experience for me. I worked production previously and a lot of smaller sketch comedy and commercial projects, but I'd never done anything on this scale. So it was intimidating to me, working with all these people who've been on known projects and stuff like that. We had a coup in our location for filming, which was the Starlight 6 Drive-In Theater. Can't say enough about those guys. They've been very helpful throughout the years for me as a filmmaker. Again, here's June Letourneau and Joe Hardy Jr. standing in. Up there's another cameo for me. The green screen effect is not so well. We had a lot of kind of identity issues in the first season. Kind of wanted to do a graphic novel style. My favorite critical quote regarding the project's first season was that it looked like driving around 285 with a bunch of shaving cream on your windshield. It was interesting, but you're not for sure what you were looking at. Okay, so here's season 2. And with season 2, I really wanted to kind of clean everything up. So I dumbed it down to a point with, brought in some writers. We actually got production staff. The great thing about season 2 was that nearly all of my original cast, main cast, returned for season 2. This is Joe Hardy again. He got really good at playing split screens with himself. He was an absolutely amazing actor to work with. That right there is Brian Stretch. I met him on the set of Halloween 2. He came out and did 2 projects. He worked on 3 of the Sentinel projects for us. Actually, great guy. He's made a career out of being a zombie and a bartender. That's Larry Johnson. He was our original executive producer, Madeline Brumby. Again, there you see Josie Bergen-Lawson and Peg Thon. We added her at the end of season 1 and brought her back again for small roles in season 2. That's Jenna Kennel right there. This was actually filmed at Josie's house. Thank you, Josie, for that. Her and Skip and Tom have been instrumental in the creation of this process. The early days were definitely definitely invested heavily in the project, and I couldn't have done it without them. So I wanted to send a thank you to that. So this ends season 2, and you'll see the jump in the effects quality had moved on. Added a little production value with this warehouse out in Norcross. Again, this was the kind of getting over the hump, the hurdle, and shifting of production. Resources were scant. I had prosumer equipment. I relied heavily on other people's stuff, so it made it difficult. All right, now we're on to Architects of Fear. This has been called the project where I actually got it right. We began this while we were in post-production on season 2. And it was supposed to be a standalone inside the Sentinel universe kind of project. Pretty much all new people, with the exception of Roger Herrera. I mean, yeah, Brian had been on the project, but it was there were some new faces added this time around. That's Roger there, our machine gunner. This was again the backlot at the Starlight 6, an amazing location. That's Sophia. She was great. She was a friend of Madeline Brumby's. Really great. She worked on TSC 3 as well. This was a young lady who came in last minute and did a great job. It was her birthday, by the way, but she did a great job. A little behind the scenes from that footage right there, where they're traversing the swamp, smoky area there. We had an extra on for that day. Actually, that's her right there, and we nearly set her on fire. She was a great sport. That's Kiana Brown. Key was just an amazing and lovely talent to work with through the entire project. She was on several with us. That's Anthony. He's worked on several things. One Tree Hill, some other stuff. I think he's getting ready to drop a Christian album. Really great guy to work with. So that was Architects. Architects was a very difficult experience overall. There was a lot of things that went wrong, which taught me how to kind of get things right as a filmmaker. So we came back and we started this project, and it was really considered to be a throwaway project, just a test project. And we liked how it looked. We filmed this in February. We probably took about 4 weeks getting pre-production and production ready to go on this. This is a one-day shoot. This is our first fight scene. We choreographed that in about an hour. That's Joe Hardy there again, getting his throat slit. The location looked great. Everything was really, got everything right with this project. A narrative project. All right. So 2010 became a really big year for me. We started production on TSC 3, and it was 15 months from beginning to end. Here you see Brian, like I said, and the effects came on. Tried to pull some really neat things, was getting a little more depth with After Effects. We had some great talent on this project. We had a great location to work in. Shaquita Smith, amazing. There's Peg Thon again. Bill Pacer, just an amazing all-around cast. Joe Hardy, Madeline Brumby, Skip. Great team to work with there. They were veterans from the previous projects. There you see, that's Greg Worley. He came on and worked in projects with us. Really great guy. Roger Herrera. There's Sophia again. Madeline again. I mean, some of the action sequences are really great. I did a baseball bat beating. Here you see the opening to the baseball bat beating scene that was inspired by Inglourious Bastards. Really enjoyed this project as a whole. 16 days of production, 15 months from beginning to end. Referred to it often as my poor man's avatar. For every minute you see on screen, I probably spent about 40 hours putting it together. Another fight sequence. It took us, I think we filmed that 3 different times. We just didn't like it, and we liked this one. This was shot on a later date from the original production, about 5 months later. This is out back in my house in Stone Mountain, Georgia, when I was living there. And Joe and Roger just did a great job. There's another great addition to our cast. That's Jada. She's absolutely amazing. She was so fun to work with. I had to have this tongue cutting out scene, and I love this animation. I spent about 30 hours putting that together, learning After Effects and 3D animation. So yeah, I mean, it was a leap forward. The look of the sets, everything is here. Some of the storytelling got away from it a bit, but in the end, very happy. 47-minute feature film was screened at the 69th Renovations Science Fiction Festival. So very proud of that. Here you see Heath Street. He's on to a great modeling career. That's Lawrence Johnson again. Excuse me. We love this set. This was actually in the garage out behind the house, and Larry had been going through chemo, and he just looked so good in this role of this mad dead scientist who was coming to create the next generation of biodroids to conquer the world. Let's see. Now we're up to Legacy. Legacy was originally called Blood and Fire, and as a project as a whole, it was a good project. It was fairly well executed. There was only a couple small problems during filming. I tried to do something different audio-wise, and the audio didn't work, so the footage languished for several years, and I decided to go back into the kitchen. I'm a chef professionally as well, and so I went back into the kitchen for a couple of years, and so this sat back there. Again, you're going to notice some new effects. This is a mixture. This was filmed primarily in Stone Mountain, Georgia, but footage has been recycled from a couple of other projects, and we shot some additional footage in 2015 to complete it. It was a great little project to kind of tie up the entire linear story of Sentinel at the end. That the biodroids have returned from space. Humanity's returned from their colonies to help the. This is actually footage from the Zone. This is back to Stone Mountain here. Just a great shot. Like I said, applied some new effects. Really enjoyed putting this together once I had a clear vision of what it was I wanted. Fight scene. This was filmed out in J-Town, one of the final sequences we shot to kind of complete the story because the audio was messed up, so I decided to take it in the road of a narrated piece. All right, so here we go. We got Resistance. Resistance was filmed in 2011. It is a pure testament to indie filmmaking. We picked up and moved everything 500 miles from Atlanta and brought it up to Bloomington, Indiana. Brought, I think, 6 of the 12 cast and crew up from Atlanta for a 5-day shoot. Housed, fed, logistics, everything, and got them back to where they needed to be. I was running a kitchen at the time, and actually this is filmed on their campus. And that's one of my young line cooks there that I had. And this is another one. That's Brian. Brian Syak. He's a doctor of music. Absolutely great crew to work, great casting crew to work with on this project. Location wasn't bad. We executed well. All the components for the story are there. I feel like some of the effects aren't exactly what I wanted. But again, I was working with a new piece of equipment. I had just acquired an older Apple to put this together. So I was very excited about getting to use a Mac to put my project together. So got it put together, and not a bad little piece. It's solid. You get it. It's clear. Again, like I said, the effects were just kind of there. Nothing incredible. I mean, just solid work that I've been doing lately. So here we go. We have I had to have a puking on the boot scene. My cameo. Again, some of the footage was really great. We had all brand new equipment to shoot it with, but different story post-production. So finally we got it finished up. I came out of the kitchen, and this was my first project that I had done in 3 years at this point in time. I hadn't completed anything. I hadn't shot anything in 3 years. So we decided to put this little project together, and that was shot in our nursery. This is out in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Again, a piece of recycled footage there. It was Sky. She was great to work with. This is out on the lot of the water treatment facility for Lawrenceburg. It's just across the street from Wild Turkey, which you'll get a... There it is. There's the Wild Turkey Distillery. Oh, we had to have that. I love that scene. Dave Rogers had come on board as our director of photography, and since then he and I have pretty much done everything together over the last two and a half years. It was our first project. I really love the look. We shot with the GL1. We had a lot, everything was authentic, everything was great, looked good, story was solid. Tried to do something a little different this time with the Biodroid and gave him a suit. The suit was very problematic. We shot this in June, late June 2014. There's the suit. Yeah, once we got to set, it took about 6 hours to get that. My favorite effect of exploding a head. It's not a bad explosion. Like I said, the suit doesn't look bad. It's B, independent, low-budget sci-fi. This is my homage to the Platoon, of course. Dave and I did this. This is probably real close to one of the last scenes we shot. Yeah, this is, again, the homage to Platoon. Here we go. She's been shot. She's bleeding out. The blood actually there was cherry Jello that we picked up at Walmart that day. We got a front page article in their newspaper on that. So that was a great time. Really wonderful that the folks of Lawrenceburg were so good to us and let us come there to film. Let's see. This is World's End. This is the current project that's being the last two current projects. This was filmed in my living room, 800 square feet of space. The majority of the interior shots, for example, this is Air Force One and also my living room. We went on location with this, had great police support. I think everything looks good there. New effects. So here we go. We have, an F-18 airstrike, missile inbound, breaks up, boom. Excuse me. Again, I've been able to acquire some new effects to kind of improve the overall look. It's definitely, it definitely displays its name, World's End. I mean, you got these nuclear detonations, and it's the origin story of Sentinel. It sets up the characters of Ruth, and just how we get to the world of season 1 and onward in the Sentinel universe. It introduces the characters of Ruth. I drafted the story and started including the rest of the characters. Here's Eric. He looks great. This was filmed about 4 houses down from us. We live in the west end of Louisville, and it needs to go through some regentrification. Here's some early animation that I did. Very apocalyptic. Here we are on the street. We had great police support for this. It's not every day you get to do something like that. All right, this is the last project that we shot. This was a slap together let's put something, you know, we got some time, let's make something. So we gathered the forces of darkness, if you will. I got behind the camera for the first time in 3 projects, and we filmed this. Had some issues going into it, me getting used to the camera, formatting the cards. But once we got things going, we kind of really knew what we were doing because we've done it twice already, and got some great shots. Some great effects are coming on board for it. It's going to be just a short, and again, locations, the look and feel of everything. I really enjoy the evolution of the film projects that we've put together over the years. This is Clint, just doing a great job. I love that. Okay, there's Freddie. She's a crazed woman. There's Patrick assaulting Jenna, our art director. Yeah, this is like I said, it's a solid little piece, and when it's finished, it's going to be an interesting watch. Never, you know, haven't shot in the dark in a long time. Kind of know not to do that, but we did it anyway. Like I said, kind of showing off some mastered effects there. That was a good gunshot. Clint just doing an amazing job acting. Just a great little fun project. So yeah, thank you for checking out this video and getting a background on the 9 years of this project. So we'll see you around. Be sure to like us and watch us on the YouTube. All right, have a good one.